So for all these channels, I'm going to be talking about where they're located because I feel like climate can have a really sort of undervalued impact on the kind of things that knitting podcasters are going to be knitting. And maybe someone in a similar climate to you might be talking about things that appeal to you more, or maybe you're sick and tired of the kind of things that people knit in your climate and you'd like to watch what people knit who are living in different kinds of places. I'm also going to be mentioning the sizes of the patterns that these knitters tend to be knitting. I think that can be really helpful reference as far as what things might look like on a body like yours or how the knitting experience might vary when knitting for a body more closer to yours. And I'm also going to mention their current subscriber count because I think that can be a helpful gauge of if you're looking to find a podcast that's kind of new and upcoming, or if you're looking to find one that has a large audience base, and maybe that means there's a higher likelihood that it might appeal to you. And with each of these, I'm also going to pop in just a short little clip of them kind of introducing one of their recent episodes, just so you can get a quick impression, because I feel like you can glean a lot from not a lot of video, just of like whether you're going to jive with somebody, as evidenced by the fact that, I mean, I've gotten like several comments complaining that I talk too fast, but as many of those comments I've gotten just as many saying that they really like how fast I talk and the pace of my videos. So here we are, to each their own.
Today, we're getting smarter about choosing online content. We're looking into a really insightful way to pick things like, say, knitting channels.
Yeah, it sounds specific, knitting, right?
It does, but the ideas, especially from an expert source we looked at named Ollie, they go way beyond just knitting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This framework, it's really about learning to look closer at all the stuff you consume online.
Finding what actually clicks for you.
Right. Finding your perfect fit, whether that's, I don't know, a documentary or, a knitting channel. Optimizing things.
Okay, so a discerning eye. Let's break that down. What does it actually mean when you're browsing? Our sources pointed to some, surprisingly specific things. First up, something often missed, the channel's location and climate.
Seems subtle, doesn't it?
It does, but think about it. A knitter in, say, a really cold place, they'll probably focus on, cozy sweaters, warm things.
Makes sense. Heavy wools, that kind of thing.
But someone in a warmer spot, maybe Southern Europe, they might be doing light cotton tops, more open stuff.
So why is that important for you, the listener, trying to pick content?
Well, that's the interesting part, isn't it? It's not just about matching your own weather, though it helps.
Right, it's deeper. Understanding the climate gives you context. Loads of context.
How so?
It shows how geography, it really shapes a creator's whole style, their aesthetic, the kind of project they even think up.
Ah, okay. So it helps you maybe explore different styles within knitting or any craft, really.
Exactly. It broadens how you think about creativity, not just what you might make. New perspectives.
Got it. Okay, so beyond the big picture climate stuff, our sources also highlighted something very practical. The sizes of the patterns creators tend to use.
Yeah, pattern sizing, again, seems niche, but it's revealing.
Why is that a key factor then? How does that help you choose?
Well, it's partly about managing your expectations, and appreciating the work involved.
What do you mean?
If a knitter always makes patterns in a size range similar to yours, great. You get a better visual idea of the finished thing.
Right, a reference point.
But it also tells you something about the complexity. Will it need lots of adjustments for different sizes? Are there tricky shaping techniques involved you might want to learn, or frankly avoid?
So it clues you into the process, not just the final look.
Precisely. Understanding the journey, not just the destination.
Okay, so after those more nuanced points, there's the more obvious metric. Subscriber count.
Sure, the big number.
It can be useful, right? If you're looking for something with wide appeal, maybe a big community feel.
Yeah, or just that sort of social proof. Lots of people like this, so maybe I will too. A quick filter.
Gives you a sense if it's established or maybe more up and coming.
It does. It's a starting point.
Yeah.
But our sources, Ollie especially, really emphasize looking past just the numbers.
What's more important then?
Often it boils down to the host's style and personality. That personal connection.
The subjective stuff.
Totally. Like Ollie herself, the source mentioned her fast-talking speed. Some listeners love it, find it super engaging.
And others?
Others find it, a bit much. Overwhelming, maybe.
Okay, so that really shows how just a short clip, like a trailer or the first few minutes, can tell you a lot.
Instantly. You get a feel for the person, their energy.
Yeah.
Will you actually enjoy listening to them? Data can't really capture that feeling.
That human element.
Exactly. So if we pull this all together, what's the main takeaway here?
I think it's that finding your content, the stuff that really works for you, it's more than just chasing popularity.
All right. It's about noticing these subtle things, how climate shapes the work, how practical details like sizing matter.
And that huge factor, Does the host's style actually mesh with what you like, that personal fit?
Personal resonance. It's about those often underestimated factors.
Exactly. So here's a final thought for you to chew on. How much do these small, specific details influence your experience with any content you pick?
Yeah, not just knitting podcasts, but everything.
Challenge yourself next time you're looking for something new. Look beyond the surface numbers, beyond the obvious description. What are those subtle clues telling you?